Hello friends, welcome to Plato Digi Education. In this video, we learn seating arrangement. Some people call it a sitting arrangement also, but let us call seating arrangement. It is another one of the important and interesting topic. The seating arrangement has three different models. It has three different models. So, first model is circular seating arrangement. The second one is linear or you can say row arrangement. And another is queue or you can say vertical arrangement. So, the three different types of arrangements. In our examination, the fellow can give from any one of these three. And we can expect minimum 5 questions from this topic. But what you need to know is, if it is seating arrangement alone, so only seating arrangement, if it is a simple way, then he may just give you only 1 or 2 questions from circular or linear or cube. But any of these three can combine with any other topic like blood relationships, or it can be some puzzle. If that's the case, then you will be given minimum 5 questions. Remember, minimum 5 questions. So, first let us understand some basic concepts of each type. So, first we will do circular. I'll discuss about the basic concepts of circular and then we will do exercise questions. After that, we'll go to linear and finally Q. Alright. So, friends, now let me just talk about circular arrangement. Circular seating arrangement. This is my first topic from this model. So, circular seating arrangement, the moment you hear, you get in your mind is a big circle like this. And then you will put some dots like this. But what I want to do, I just wanted to do the same thing in a different way. Now, instead of drawing any circle, just to put the dots. For example, there are 6 persons sitting around a circular table. So just what you do is put 6 dots like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. And what you do is you number each dot like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. Now here, whenever you have even number like 6, 8, he generally will not go 10, 12. 6 and 8 is the maximum. So 6 is minimum and 8 is the maximum. So when 6 persons are sitting around a circular table, then you get their opposites. So 1 and 4 are opposites. 2 and 5 are opposites and 3 and 6 are opposites. You can simply take opposites like this. So in a circular arrangement, 3 different ways a person can sit. One is right, one is left, another is opposite. So here opposites we have understood. Then right and left is something we need to understand. Now friends, this is a center point, right? This is a center point. If everyone is facing the center like this, if everyone is facing the center, then what is the right and what is the left? Very simple way I'll give you. So please make a note of this. When people are facing center, okay. From any person, in that matter, from any person, means there are 6 persons. So whether you take the first person or the 5th person or the 2nd person or the 6th person, up to you. From any person, clockwise direction and anti-clockwise direction. You have to look for only these 2 things, clockwise direction and anti-clockwise direction. For example, From 1 to 2, if you're going this is called clockwise direction, isn't it? From 1 to 6, if you're going, you can understand this is anti-clockwise direction. This is anti-clockwise direction. Like this, from any number, you know what is a clockwise direction, you know what is anti-clockwise direction. So friends, please look at this. From any person, if you are going in a clockwise direction, that means it is the left side of that person. It is the left side of that person. If you are going in anti-clockwise direction, that is right side of the person. That is right side of the person. For example, from 1 to 2, a person is sitting in number 1 place. So for number 1 place, the person, for example, if I think that P is sitting in number 1, M is sitting in number 2, for example. So from P, M is in the clockwise direction. Therefore, how can you say that M is to the left of P? M is to the left of P. M is to the left of P. Because from P, M is in the clockwise direction. So from whom actually you are seeing clockwise? From P you are seeing in the clockwise. So from P, when you are seeing the clockwise, so P's left is M. So how do you make a sentence? M is sitting to the left of, or M is to the left of P. If you check from P to M, that means from P to M we got it. From M to P, if you see, from M, P is on the anti-clock direction. From M, please look at the picture. From M, this is M. This is M. So now check from M to P. So from M, P is on the anti-clockwise direction. Therefore, you can say like this, P is to the right of M. P is to the right of M. Got it? So from whom you are checking is important. So from him, clockwise means left side. From him, anti-clockwise means right side. Is that point clear, dear friends? Great. Now, the next point you can ask me, ma'am, from where I have to start? From where I have to start? In that matter, as you know that in a circle, every point is a starting point. You can start from 1 or 2 or 5 or 6. It's up to you. But if you ask me, when we follow a certain, pattern, a systematic procedure always helps us to save time. So if you ask me, I say I always start from number 1. Okay, first information, I start from number 1. So you can also do the same. All right, friends? Well, then another point. Sometimes the fellow can give the number like that. Like A is second right of B, or A is second left of B. So when the person gives second right or second left, then you count the number. If the person does not give any number, like second right or third right or second left or third left, if he doesn't give, then by default you have to understand immediate. By default you have to understand immediate. If you have given like A is to the right of B, A is to the right of B. So in the circular arrangement, when the number is not given, you can understand it is immediate. If he mentions, it's fine. If he mentions, it's very fine. If he doesn't mention, please understand, if he doesn't mention, then you have to understand by default immediate. Am I clear in this point? Great. So now in the same circular arrangement, there is one more phase to understand. So this is facing the center. Sometimes what happens? People can face opposite the center. Now please look at this. I'm taking the points 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. Let me number them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. Alright, so now let me take the opposites. 1 and 4 opposite, 5 and 2, or you can say 2 and 5 opposite, 3 and 6 or 6 and 3. Okay, they are opposites. So you got here opposite. Now this is the center. This is the center. Now sometimes it is possible that people can face opposite the center. So now this is the facing. They are opposite the center. Now people have a confusion, ma'am, what to do now? Why do you worry? Just use a common sense. When people are facing the center, clockwise is left. Now what happens? Now clock and anti-clock. Can't you imagine now? Can't you assume now? Why imagination? Can't you assume now? Now when people are facing, this is opposite. So facing opposite the center. Facing opposite the center. Now, obviously, what happens, dear friends? Now, clockwise direction from any person will be now right because it is opposite. Facing, opposite facing. Opposite. I mean, facing the center, facing opposite the center. So, now clockwise will be right. Anti-clockwise will be left. Anti-clockwise will be left. So now look at from this point. Now friends, from this 1 to 2 is a clockwise. So now this is right side. Now this is right side. Now 1 to 6 is anti-clockwise. So now this is left side. Now this is left side. So this is how you have to understand information in precise. So facing the center, facing opposite the center. Now, what happens sometimes? Sometimes the person will not give you the exact information, whether people are facing the center or people are facing opposite the center. When it is not given, you will be given only information that some people are sitting around a circular table. Then you get confusion. Ma'am, how to understand that time? Should I take clockwise, should I take facing the center? Should I take opposite the center? Yeah. So I always advise you that when nothing is given, then take always people are facing the center. Facing the center. Because we are very comfortable with the first model that clock is left and anti-clock is right. So when nothing is given, when direction is not given, nothing about facing is given, then by default you can understand that all the people are facing the center. That time from every person, clockwise direction is left and anti-clockwise direction is right. Am I clear, my dear friends? Yeah. Now, sometimes you will be given like 6 persons are facing opposite the center. 6 persons are facing opposite the center. When all the persons are facing opposite center, as you know that clock is right, anti-clock is left. Even if you think that clock left, anti-clock right is also not a problem. Why? Because when all the people are facing only one particular direction, only the center or only the opposite center, any information of clock and anti-clock, either from facing the center or opposite facing the center, you can take it. But only the confusion is, say for example, there are 6 persons. 3 are facing the center, 3 are facing opposite the center. That time you have to be very careful. Otherwise, when all the people are facing any one particular direction, you can use either facing the center or facing opposite the center will give you the same answer. Alright friends? Yeah. Now finally, one more point before we get into the practice questions. I would like to give you just one more point. Now, when you have odd number of people sitting, okay, for example, there are 5 persons, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So let me give the number 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. So dear friends, whenever there is odd number, there will not be opposite pairs, no opposite sitting. No opposite sitting. Just keep this point in the mind. No one is opposite to no other one. there will be only two possibilities, either right or left. So opposites not possible. When odd number like 5 or 7 or 9, there will be no opposite person. Alright, so now shall we start practicing the questions? Yeah.